Hi guys, good morning. I hope you're having a great morning. This is Fred and Sheila, and we're on an adventure today. Of course, you see Fred behind the camera. You can go to fredmccoy.com to find out more information on what we're doing or about our museum and stuff. Today we're at the George Hatfield Cemetery. We're looking around. We've been here before. We've talked about different things. Over there you can see the Blackberry school where Fred went to school at when he was young, because he was born and raised in this area here on Blackberry. And today we're going to be talking about Floyd Hatfield. Now, a lot of people get him confused with hog stealing Floyd. This is Constable Floyd Hatfield. But in years past, they have used his picture to portray hog stealing Floyd. So don't get those confused. This is Constable Floyd Hatfield. Okay? And do you want to say anything, Fred?
Yeah, this is no, you done excellent. This is the George Hatfield Cemetery. George Hatfield, we're going to show his on another video. Of course,
on him.
George was the father to preacher Ant Hatfield.
Right.
And he's also the father to Floyd, Bad Lies, Basil Hatfield, so forth. Mm-hmm. And you're correct. Everything you said was, this is the Floyd Hatfield that you see in all the pictures in all the books as hog stealing Floyd.
Right.
They always show this Floyd Hatfield's photo. And that's incorrect. Right. Floyd Hatfield, all these is actually my relatives on the Hatfield side.
Exactly.
This is my great-great-uncle there, Floyd was. Just like Preacher Ant was my great-great-grandfather. Floyd Hatfield was one of the ones that was around during the feud days. In fact, his brother, we're going to do a video on in a minute, but Bad Lies.
Bad Lies, yeah.
Was one of the ones that was in one of the fights. So, but we'll cover that when we get to Bad Lies.
Right.
Floyd Hatfield lived right here on Blackberry. Mm-hmm. One time he lived right up Blue Spring. Blue Spring is that little road going to the right of the Blackberry grade school there. You can just see the tip of it through the trees. Blackberry grade school is now a haunted house. That's what they use it for. That's where I went to school at. I grew up less than a mile up the road there from this school. And so this is that mountain across the hill there, that mountain that's in front of my house. There's an auger road, a mining road that goes completely around that hill in front of my house. And I would go up the hill there. I had a bunch of ponies when I was a kid growing up. I kept ponies.
Yeah.
And we'd get on them ponies, me and my friends, and ride all around that auger road, and we'd jump off and hide in the bushes, and one of the other guys would come riding by, and we'd jump off like Indians and take them off the back of the horse or pony. Ponies wanting 2 foot off the ground, 3 foot off the ground. You couldn't get hurt.
Safe, or I guess.
But Sheila had a good idea in doing videos. We have done a video on the entire cemetery. Yes. But we haven't concentrated on just one video, giving each person their own video.
Right, right.
And even these will be short videos. They'll be segregated to, or limited to just that one person.
To this, yeah, who we're talking about at that time. Yeah.
There's some history on Floyd Hatfield. Sheila will post pictures.
I'll place it at the end of the video so you can see some of the documentation.
In our museum, we have got things attributed to Floyd, Bad Lies, George, Preacher Ants, all of them, because of my grandfather, Philip McCoy. His mother was actually Nancy Hatfield, and Nancy Hatfield would have been Floyd's niece. She was the daughter of Preacher Ant Hatfield. It's a beautiful day.
Thank you,
and we have had a good visit. We've been in Pike County for several days now, and we're just doubling back to some places we've been. Directly across the hill here, as we're talking, there's the grade school. Just to the left of the grade school, up that holler on the other side of the hill, is where the cave is at. Now right down here at that bridge at the end of that guardrail at that bridge there is a historical
Might be
marker
able to see it, yeah.
for Asa Harmon McCoy. And just a tidbit of information, directly over there is the cave that Asa Harmon was hiding in when Jim Vance and Devil Ants shot and killed him, assassinated him, more or less. His slave, there used to be an old house out behind the school there where Asa Harmon and Martha lived. And it's now torn down and gone, but rotted away. They lived right there, and when Asa Harmon come back from the war, in December of '64, he was discharged for being shot.
He was wounded, yeah.
He didn't want to return home because he was afraid Hatfields would burn the West Virginia Hatfields would burn his house down. Of course, he fought for the Union, which so did most of Kentucky. Unlike what Altina Waller says, Kentucky was predominantly Union. Randall McCoy was one of the few that fought Confederate, and he fought with Devil Ants as long as before he deserted. So she says that a lot of people didn't like Asa Harmon because he was a Union. Well, so was Preacher Ant Hatfield. Now, Preacher Ant is not buried here.
No.
He's got his own cemetery down below the cabin.
Next to his house, yeah.
And we've covered.
Yes, we went up through there and covered that one too.
We've covered that before. But Preacher Ant was actually a Union soldier along with Asa Harmon. So, you know, these people that wrote books and stuff like that, they just wrote something to put to a book, to make enough pages to say they had a book. They didn't care about history, didn't care about the truth, and that's what's got everything all messed up. But right over there is actually that cave where he was killed, and their house was out back. He didn't want to stay at the house. He was afraid the West Virginia Hatfields, Devil Ants, their MO was burning people out and bushwhacking them, stealing anything they had.
So he was trying to protect his family.
Exactly. Trying to protect his family, so he went up in the cave and hid. He was trying to mend. He'd been shot in the leg and the hip.
He was wounded, yeah.
So he'd been discharged from the military. And he was up there mending, and his slave, he was a Union soldier, but yet he had at least one slave, Pete. And Pete was like a member of that family. He loved them like they were family, and they loved him. It wasn't like what people see on these movies, Kunta Kinte and all these.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that didn't happen too, but not with Ace and the slaves back here. A lot of the slaves back here was part of people's families. In fact, when they were freed, they didn't know where to go or what to do. They just become members of their family. Stayed with them voluntarily.
Hi guys, sorry about that. Our battery's going dead, so please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.